Imagine when your friend forces you to emerge into a new activity which you aren't interested in, and you can't deny to your friend. But that activity results into a disaster. This is the disintegration of three friends who experienced cave diving for the first time in life, which resulted into an awful outcome. On a bright Saturday morning, Anne, Peter, and Lucy decide to visit Keld Head. It has been on Peter's bucket list for a while now, so he made the move to explore the cave that weekend with his sister Lucy. They informed Anne of their intention but made it clear that only the two of them would go on the exploration. And Lucas is a young and vibrant 25-year-old kindergarten teacher who has a deep passion for adventure and exploration. She's always been known for her cheerful and outgoing nature, and her love for the outdoors is evident in the way she spends her free time. She has been drawn to the world of cave diving for as long as she can remember, and she has been actively pursuing this hobby for several years now. Despite being an excellent swimmer, she knows that cave diving requires specialized training and equipment to ensure safety. Fortunately for her, she has close friends who are experienced cave divers, siblings Peter Adrian the elder and Lucy Adrian the younger. They grew up with and in the same neighborhood, and they have remained close friends ever since. Peter and Lucy have been instrumental in helping and pursue her love for cave diving. They've been training her for some time now, and they continue to mentor her as she gains more experience in the underwater world. However, Anne was eager to begin her cave diving journey and pleaded with Peter to let her join them. Her excuse was that since he was her trainer, he would guide her, and she would not go too deep. Peter had mixed feelings about it and told her that though she had truly been training, he feels she still needs more training and needs to get mentally prepared. He insisted that she be included in the dive and promised that she was ready. She won the argument, and on Saturday morning, they made their way to Keld Head in West Kingsdale. On getting there, they went over the dive plan again. Peter was to go farther than Lucy and Anne while he explores for 20 minutes before ascending and meeting them at the 328-foot air pocket. They suited up and began diving at 8:25 a.m. Everything was going as planned. Peter left the girls at the 328-foot air pocket, and he dove deeper, looking around, and was intrigued by the beauty of nature as she dove with Lucy, and they took pictures. Lucy then told her to wait for her in the air pocket as she explored the passageway to her right. She told her that she would be back in 15 minutes to meet up with Peter, and they would all ascend together. Lucy dove away, leaving only Anne, and looked around and waited for 5 minutes. Soon, she decided to indulge just a little before the rest came. She thought that since she was already in the water, why not look around a bit? She held on to the guideline and went left. Keld Head is a geological wonder located in West Kingsdale. This natural wonder has been a subject of fascination for divers and adventurers alike for many years. The water flowing through this cave system eventually makes its way to the surface through Keld Head, where the main part of Kingsdale Beck emerges from its underground journey into daylight. Two of the most intriguing things about Keld Head are its elevation and depth. The entrance to Keld Head is located at an elevation of 830 feet, and it has a depth of 114 feet. The rock type in the area is Great Scar Limestone, which is known for its unique appearance and texture. While Keld Head is a breathtaking sight to see, it's not easily accessible to the general public. The entrance to Keld Head is completely flooded, and the passages that lie beyond are therefore only accessible to experienced cave divers. These are technical divers who are specially trained to navigate the complex system of underwater passages, and they must have the appropriate equipment and knowledge to ensure their safety during the dive. Even experienced divers must still obtain direct permission from the CDG Northern Section before diving in Keld Head. Despite the challenges associated with exploring Keld Head, many cave explorers are drawn to its mystique and beauty. Whether you are a seasoned cave diver or simply an admirer of natural wonders, Keld Head is an awe-inspiring sight that is well worth exploring. The water was clear as she dove in. Everything looked calm and beautiful, untouchable by the pollution of men. As she went on, she saw some loose lines and carefully avoided them. She was still mesmerized by her dive when she suddenly realized that she had lost track of time. She had used an extra 10 minutes. She suddenly turned around and made her way back to the air pocket. Meanwhile, Lucy had gotten back to the air pocket only to be met with the absence of Anne. Where could she have gone? As she was still contemplating what to do, Peter emerged. She explained the situation to him, and he told her to wait as he went in search of her. Unfortunately, and had wandered too far, and he couldn't get a sign of her. Peter resurfaced and told Lucy to make her ascent out of the cave and alert the Keld head officials. At that moment, Anne had become emotionally unstable, and she was panicking greatly as she got entangled in the loose lines while she tried to cut herself loose. Several thoughts ran through her mind. She started blaming herself for going against the rules. She has started kicking up silk, and this would mean more problems for her because the visibility became terrible in just a matter of seconds. Luckily, she was able to cut herself loose. Her mind was racing wildly as she located the guideline and started descending to the air pocket in a state of panic. Fear had overcome her, and she stopped several times as she was shaking. Soon, she saw that she was getting closer to the air pocket and saw Peter looking frantically about. He was calling out to her. In a moment, he sighted her, and his face lifted in a smile. Then he saw her struggling. She was motioning at him with her hand. He looked closely at it, and he saw that she was calling out to him for help. She looked weak and scared. Unfortunately, he couldn't go right away to help her. He had to adjust his buoyancy before offering to help. He signaled to her to hold on a bit while he did that. At last, he was successful with it and dove right in, but he couldn't see where she was. He went farther and saw her going deeper and deeper. He held on to her hand, but he could feel nothing. She was gone. How, he thought, just within the short while that he used in adjusting his buoyancy, she was nowhere to be found. With a heavy heart, he had to leave her and go for help. The visibility had been reduced, also he was beginning to run out of gas. He took a last look at her and began his ascent. When he got to the surface, Lucy had already gotten in touch with the management, and 3 rescue divers were waiting. Peter explained what had happened and also told them that they would have to wait for there to be more visibility. Lucy cried bitterly and never imagined she would lose her friend with whom they had just been together with some minutes ago. They waited until later in the day when visibility had improved, and the 3 divers went into the cave to recover Anne's body. The visibility had improved greatly, and they were able to easily locate her. However, a short distance away before they got to her, they saw her mouthpiece. She had lost it in her panic and fear, and that resulted in her drowning. When they got to her, she lay down there like she was asleep. The divers brought her out. It was a sad day at Keld Head. Words were sent to her parents and everyone who knew her. They all mourned a vibrant and passionate lady who was not able to live up to her full potential. The truth will always remain that cave diving is a dangerous sport, even for professionals. The rules of cave diving must always be adhered to, beginning with being certified and technically trained. Also, divers should always ensure they stick to the plan, whether they are diving solo or in a group. Successfully being underwater requires calculations and perfect timing. Any deviation from the plan could lead to a costly mistake, as in the sad case of Anne Lucas. Do share your thoughts in the comments below about one should opt or avoid cave diving. Thanks for your wonderful comments. See you all in the next video.